Hey y'all, so welcome back to my channel. So today we are working out in the shed, getting some orders prepped, and I just wanted to record it and just show you guys some of the process that we do for our typical Monday. So sales are kind of slow right now, but we have a lot of like Christmas things to make. So we have a few stove covers and then we have some wedding signs as well. But I have 12 peppermint candy yard decor signs that I have to make. So I'm gonna show you guys that process also. I'll probably do a whole dedicated video on that alone. So this is the box of rounds that I ordered from Lowe's. So it's 12 of them here. So I'm just gonna have to sand all these and then we're gonna have to paint them. So I'm out here in the shed and it is a total mess out here. So I'm not really gonna show you guys a lot of that. I have not cleaned up this table. We have a bunch of scrap wood and stuff over here and then just sawdust everywhere. So one of these days I gotta come out here and reorganize this and just get this back under control. So I usually just do a little pickup right before we start working and then just get straight to work. So it's December the 3rd. We have all these beautiful leaves on the ground. I live in the south, so we have leaves. We don't have snow. So here is the back of my truck with all of my wood in it from Lowe's this morning. So now we just gotta move all this to the shed. So now that we've moved all the wood to the shed, I do have to take this plastic covering off of most of my wood. We get our wood from Lowe's usually, and it does come in this plastic covering, which I do appreciate because it does kind of protect the wood. It keeps it from getting scratched up. So it is a bit of a pain to deal with, but all in all, it does help keep the quality of the wood good. So now they're all uncovered and ready to be sanded. So I'm going to show y'all a little bit of my cutting. So usually I'd get all of my cutting done. I try to get everything prepped to the point that I can just go straight into sanding after this. So any signs that we have, any different sizes, just cut up every piece of wood that I need to cut and then I move into sanding. So these are going to be my stove covers. So I just get them all lined up on the table. And then I do my little top pieces that the handles go on. So I just cut those down to size and then set them aside. So now that everything's cut down, I'm going to move on to sanding. I use 120 grit sandpaper. Most of the wood that we get is already pretty smooth. It just needs a little light sanding to get rid of any type of markings or scratches in the wood. So now I have all of these sanded. Now we just got to make the stakes for them to go into the ground. So I usually start with the lightest stain first, and that way I can use the same staining pad for my dark walnut. So the first one up is going to be our special walnut. This is more of like a light brown, like a golden color, to where it doesn't really matter when I go to switch to the dark walnut because this won't affect the color of the dark walnut. This adds a little more warmth to it, if anything, which I'm totally okay with. So this is the special walnut. So I'm going to keep this staining pad because we can use this with our dark walnut. This is how this looks. It's a nice pretty deep brown. So I just go straight into staining. I usually don't do any type of pre-stain. The only thing that I do to prep my signs is sand them. So I usually just use 120 grit sandpaper, just go over them to get any type of blemishes out of the wood and to make it just nice and smooth and even. So the only other colors we'll be staining with today is black and gray. So I have two gray stove covers and I have a black wedding sign and then a black Halloween sign. So it's like a boo sign. It actually can be used for like anniversary and stuff or like as a gift. So a spooky Christmas gift. This week is a little stressful for me just because I do have a lot of like painted signs. So my stocking holders are painted white. I usually have to do like a rustic look where I do kind of a dry brush on the edges and then paint it like solid white throughout the middle of the sign. And then I paint on the lettering and I paint on my little reindeer and then add the little knobs and everything. So it's a lot of steps involved with those signs. And then we have 12 peppermint candy yard decor signs. And this will be the first time making those. So I am a little bit nervous on just how all that's going to go, how it's going to turn out. I'm really excited at the same time just because it's something new. And I know it's going to be so cute, like once it's all done. It's just a big order and that always makes me nervous. So we're on the way to get the kids. I did finish staining everything. I didn't record any more of that just because I was just trying to go ahead and get it done. But I have my little dog with me and he is sitting in the back seat like a little tiny human. So now we're back home and I have to glue my stove covers together and I need to take in my stocking signs and paint them because it does take a lot to paint them and I don't want to be behind tomorrow. So that just allows me to get ahead a little bit to where I know that I can get everything shipped out tomorrow. So I just glue the top pieces down onto the planks, and I use a clear Gorilla Glue. It does hold really well, but I still do add screws on the back of my stove cover as well. So I usually do a little dig into the wood using one of my little drill bits to dig it out, and then just sink those down into the wood. It is 5:30 now, but we still have work to be done. So now I'm just painting my base coats onto my stocking holders. So I stain the wood first because I want some of that dark wood to show through on the edges of these stocking holders. That is just the style that I created with these, so that when I do the dry brush, you can see some of that dark wood stain on the edges. But it just helps with going for that rustic style. So I sell these in the various sizes. This is a 12 by 18 size, and then I also have this 12 by 36 that we're doing tonight. So here are all the stakes that I cut for my little peppermint candies to go into the ground with. So this is how they're gonna look. This is the first one that I did when I attached the stake to it. I just measured it out, and I'm just gonna make sure I do that for every single one of them so that they're all the same height, and just attach them to each and every one of these peppermint candies. So now that we have the stakes on each of these, I'm going to paint them in this white Rust-Oleum paint. This part is a little tedious because it's a whole lot of painting and a lot of like holding the sign at weird angles and things. I could try to spray paint them. That may be easier to do for any future orders that we may have, but I'm not sure how I will set that up to make it to where they don't like drip. I just like having more control over my paint when I'm painting them, even though it's a lot more work to do it this way. But honestly, after doing 12 of these, I may look into other options on how we can do these in the future. So I've painted all of my little peppermint signs. I have some up there and some over here on this table. Please do not mind how messy this room is. I'm even scared to go this way, but look at all this mess. And I have boxes in the closet. You guys, it is a struggle, okay? You see my hands are covered in paint, and I even got it on my pants by accident. I brushed up against one of the signs. So yeah, typical crafter with just bad clothing and ruined clothing from crafting in it when I knew I shouldn't have, because some of these are my good pants or favorite shirt. Oh my god, I even have it on my face. Anyway, so that's the first part done. It's just painting the base coat of the lollipop signs. They look like lollipops to me, so now I'm calling them lollipops, but they're peppermint candies that are gonna stick into the ground. But we got the base coat down for them, so now we just have to go back and paint the back sides of them and paint the stakes, and then paint on the little red swirls on them. So I'll probably do the red swirls and potentially paint in the backs and stuff tomorrow. I still have another day that I can work on these, and then I'll have to seal all of them and then create like a little care card and stuff, and then figure out the shipping part. So I think I'm gonna ship them in like 6 and 6. I don't know, I have to see how that's going to work out to make sure that they are safe and that they arrive safely and that the box isn't too heavy. So we'll see on that. And I said I was going to do this as a separate video talking about these signs anyway, but I might end up just combining it into this video. So I ended up not recording the steps onto the last set of peppermint candies that I did. I ended up doing that on TikTok live. So if you do follow me on TikTok, you may have seen that live. I had a lot of people tune in for that, so that was really cool. I will share a little picture of how they turned out over in the corner though for y'all. So this set that I'm doing right here was the next set of orders that we had the following week. So these were the 18-inch size. The last one I was doing was a 15-inch size. But this set does not have any stakes for them. They just wanted the peppermint candies only. So this is just me sealing them. I'd already painted them and done all the steps for these. So this was an order of 6, and this is how they turned out. But I did paint the base coat on my stocking holder signs as well, so now I'm just going to go back over that one more time, and then I think I'm going to call it a night because it's like 6 or 7 o'clock at night now, and I want to spend a little bit of time with my kids before they have to go to bed. But it sounds like a lot. This is kind of how my life is on a weekly basis, especially during like when we're really busy. So I work a lot, but towards the end of the week, it'll be better. Once I get all this stuff done and all this stuff shipped out, then I won't have anything to do, I think, on Friday. So then Friday through the weekend, I'll be able to relax, spend time with my boys, and just chill. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, crazy day. Just another day in the life as a small business owner. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I know I look terrible, but yeah, don't mind that, please. And my room looks absolutely horrendous, but this is real life. This is just the way it is. But I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing, as I do a lot of craft videos, a lot of tutorials, and I'm also starting to do more videos like this, of just day in the life and just sharing things that I'm doing throughout my crazy, hectic small business life. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.